In February 1989, people heard a thunderous roar from the middle of the Waterloo Railway Viaduct, and central sections began to crack, and then they fell into the river, causing a 10-foot tidal wave. And when the spray subsided, the public saw the railway line lying sagging in the roaring waters of the Inverness. During the day, crowds continued on both sides of the river to watch the other arches falling, and within 10 hours a third arch had gone, and by midnight that day the bridge had gone completely. There were millions and millions of pounds worth of damage caused in and around Inverness. There was over 100 army personnel in Inverness helping put out 20,000 sandbags. A footbridge at the islands was swept away, and there was damage all over the place. What was very lucky that day was that there was a freight train came through 1 hour earlier, and a passenger train came through 1 hour later. So it's just a miracle that when the collapse happened, there was no trains passing at the time.
My involvement was from the outset of the project, helping the designers come up with solutions to work around building the wall around trees, and also to advise the council on day-to-day activities. To our surprise, we found there were very few routes under the road. This is basically because of services being put in the road, and also that the routing conditions under the road are unfavourable. Most of the routes were found proliferating in the riverbank, and the routes actually passed under the old flood wall out into the riverbank. We couldn't use sheet piles for the full length of the wall because these would effectively sever the routes going out into the bank. So what we came up with was a pile and beam solution. This effectively bridged the routes by putting piles in between the routes and setting the wall on a beam above the routes at the pre-existing wall level. The other advantage of using this solution is if and when these trees die, we will be able to replace them with trees of a similar stature.
Legislation around trees and building sites is getting tighter and tighter, and people are realising more and more how important it is to protect the trees that we have. So here on this site, we're doing as much as we can to make sure as little damage happens as possible.